The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.
All right, back on the David Pakman Show. Make sure, if you've been waiting to get a David Pakman Show membership or been waiting to get a David Pakman Show t-shirt, this is the time to get both together. We have a special offer at davidpakman.com/secret going on for a couple of weeks. So make sure to get on there and do it. This is going to come as no surprise to many that KKK leader David Duke has endorsed the Tea Party. And Lewis, we heard for so long all of this discussion about the Tea Party has nothing to do with racists. There is no particular appeal to racists from the Tea Party. And while I know many people will say, hey, just because David Duke endorses the Tea Party, that doesn't mean the Tea Party in any way endorses the KKK.
Which I just read something interesting about. In reading this, I just out of sheer curiosity about this guy, I looked up the wiki for David Duke. And at the bottom, it brings up the 2012 stuff. And he claims, this is what it says on the wiki, that he claims that thousands of Tea Party supporters have asked him to run for office, to run for president.
I'm not surprised at all. Let's get into this incredible 10-minute speech that he did about why he thinks the Tea Party is great and just has so many, what's the word? Synergies, for lack of a less cliche term, with the Tea Party. Let's see.
Indeed, Tea Party movement supporters, those who favor less government power and more individual freedom, are overwhelmingly white and non-Jewish. A strong majority of white people voted against Barack Obama and theoretically against bigger government. But even larger percentages of blacks, Mexicans, and Jews voted for Obama. Whites in Louisiana were called racist because over 65% voted for me to be their U.S. Senator, but nobody called a 99% black vote for a black for president as racist. Now that's hypocrisy.
All right, so there's a little bit of David Duke seeming to be very into the Tea Party. And so Natan was saying during the break or at some point before that he says we can't really read very much into this. As a result, you know, we can't really say anything about the Tea Party as a result of David Duke endorsing them. Is that not what you were saying?
I wasn't saying that you can't say anything about the Tea Party. You can. I'm just saying that you can't judge all of the Tea Partiers based on this association. I'm sure plenty of them don't support David Duke.
There are plenty of Tea Partiers who are not supportive of the KKK or David Duke. Nobody here is disputing that. Mm-hmm. What I'm saying, though, this is not the same as the Tea Party openly supporting white supremacists as a rule. But it does mean the Tea Party is attractive of the support of notable white supremacists.
Right.
Here's one, David Duke.
Clearly, yeah.
Let's hear a little bit more of this speech. And he gets into a lot of anti-Jewish stuff here, too, as would be expected.
Government are at the core of the attack on our heritage, our values, our freedoms. Jewish organizations have completely led the movement for destroying our borders. We don't need our boys halfway around the world protecting the borders of Afghanistan and Iraq. We need them at home on the Mexican-American border.
Because Hispanic people in the U.S. would be a bad, bad thing. So there it is, David Duke endorsing the Tea Party. All right. Very little mainstream media coverage to be expected, of course, because we cannot, Lewis, even though we can do whatever we want when it comes to coverage of Occupy Wall Street, negative coverage of the Tea Party, making them appear to be extremists, is looked at negatively by corporate media.
Yeah, obviously the corporations and the politicians who are invested in the Tea Party probably want to have nothing to do with this.